Welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
And happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. I feel like we have a lot to go over right now.
We do. We were just talking about how much we have to talk about with you guys. There's a lot going on in life. And I think I want to start with the fact that, so we all know I got a new car. I feel like I say that every episode.
Yes.
But just in case you didn't know, I had to get a new car. So I got a 2024. I got a Toyota. It's a really nice one. And unfortunately, I was in a little bit of an accident this past weekend. But it wasn't a normal accident, you guys. I literally, classified on my insurance, hit an unidentified flying object.
Yeah. Or it hit you.
Well, it hit me. Yeah. It did hit me. And yeah. But it literally was just, I don't know. It was a piece of construction, flew up into the car in front of me, and it went back and then hit me. And then I drove over it. So, my car, Stacy is a little hurt right now.
You had a UFO experience, though.
Quite literally, I got hit by a UFO.
That's wild.
And when the insurance lady told me that, I was laughing so hard. I was
really?
And she was like, I know, it's hilarious every time I have to say it. And I was like, I love that for me, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, because that's exactly what it was.
But it actually was, because I don't know what it was, and it was flying. Unidentified flying object. But, she's just going to be fixed soon, so.
Yeah, Stacy will be back to normal soon.
Yes. I mean, she's still drivable, thank goodness, so that's good. But, and it's a good thing, honestly, that she is still drivable, because as we are recording in the past, when you're listening to this, tomorrow, in me and Savannah time, we will be going to see 21 Pilots. I'm dead. I just literally cannot wait.
Yeah.
24 hours.
It'll be so fun.
We're going to be seeing them. Mm-hmm. I can't wait to give you guys the update from after the show. I just feel like it's going to be life-changing. And I'm so ready.
Yeah.
To scream my lungs out. Honestly, the next recording might be a little rough, and I'm going to apologize in advance because I think I'm going to lose my voice.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I mean, we'll have some time to recover. But,
yeah, you're right.
But
you're right. And
depends on how hard we go.
So. Yeah, I think I'm going to go really hard.
Oh, okay.
So I can foresee it happening.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. And not only are we doing that, which is really fun, but then we're doing something else really fun. You want to tell them, Savannah?
Yeah, we're going to Mothman Festival in West Virginia, obviously, Point Pleasant.
Obviously.
Where it all began.
Yes, we are going to make our way into that TNT mine where Mothman was seen.
Oh, we are. We definitely are. That was the one thing that, I wish we would have done when we were there before.
We didn't know about it. We found out too late to go last time. So we're doing that. We might be doing some interviews with some people on the streets. We might be making some TikToks, some YouTube videos. And I personally cannot wait to get my hands on one of those lemonades.
Oh, I know.
And to touch Mothman's shiny hiney.
Yes.
And get a pic with him.
Yeah.
And probably the Hodag. Yes. Shout out to the Hodag.
Oh my God, that was so
community.
Fun too. Yeah.
I love them so much. I'm so excited to go back, actually.
I know. I know. It's just such a good little festival of people who all just like that type of stuff, cryptids.
And the Ghostbusters are there. Love the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Because, who really are you going to call?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I love it. So, yeah, a lot to come from that. So that's going to be really fun. I can't wait.
I know.
I just wish we didn't have to work in between all this fun.
I know, and I need to
now.
plan my outfits for Mothman. Honestly.
Okay, yeah, you're so right, guys. I don't know about Savannah, but I personally I'm gonna be dressing the part this year.
Gosh.
So that's all I'm gonna say about that right now. You guys will see more in the future. So. Anyways, if you don't mind, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, please. And check out our TikTok and our YouTube channel. Because obviously.
Yeah, because obviously.
Duh. But.
So, yeah,
I think. Into your story.
I'm going to get into it. So, today I have for you the story of the Queen Mary. And not the Queen herself.
Oh.
But.
The boat.
The ship, yeah.
Oh, the ship. Sorry, my bad.
Well, ocean liner. I don't know. Is that a ship? Is that I don't know what it is. A boat, yeah.
Essentially a boat.
Yeah. So, yeah, the Queen Mary was an ocean liner, or is an ocean liner that was converted into a hotel. Oh. And it's permanently docked in Long Beach, California. And it's currently there. So,
okay. So. Honestly, the fact alone that it's a hotel boat,
yeah,
I want to go. I know it's scary.
I feel like I would get like seasick still. Like I know you're docked, but
just like
you're
take
still
Dramamine.
Like waving back. Yeah, I mean,
you know, I mean, Dramamine saves my life because I get very motion sick. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like the idea of a hotel boat is really cool.
Yeah, I mean that is cool. It's cool.
It is.
It's also one of the most haunted hotels in America.
Oh, see that? I love that.
Yeah, we do love that. Originally, this ship, it was a cruise ship, actually. Oh. So, it's pretty big. Cruise ship big. It went out for the first time on September 26th of 1934.
The anniversary's coming up.
Yeah, it is. And it was retired in 1967 and given to the city of Long Beach. And then 5 years later, it reopened as the floating hotel.
Wow. So, that's awesome.
Yeah. I know, that's such a good, like, idea of something to do.
I would not have thought of that.
Yeah, like, obviously not all cruise ships are just converted into hotels like this.
No.
So, yeah. So, let's get right into the ghosts.
Yeah, like, I'm ready.
So... at least 49 deaths are said to have taken place on this ship since its maiden voyage. So that's a lot.
That's a lot. That
is a lot. Is that true? Or is that just like the legend? I don't know. Like people say 49 at least.
I mean, I believe
do
it.
a lot of people die on the cruise ships?
I think so.
See, this is why I'm scared of cruise ships.
Me too. I've never been on one. But I'm scared of a lot of things, so I think we should just do it.
People try to convince you. No, we should go. Like, cruises are...
No, we should go on a cruise.
I mean, it could be fun.
Like, if we die, at least we're having fun.
I mean, I guess so. You're right. So the hotel actually offers ghost tours as well. So
love.
They're that kind of hotel. Like, you know, some they like don't even recognize that they're haunted.
We're not haunted.
Yeah, they definitely recognize it and even do ghost tours. So
that's cool. Really, really like that.
Yeah. So there is a lady in white, of course.
Obviously there is.
Obviously, always. She is seen in a pale evening gown, dancing by herself in the lobby bar. And there's also an officer that died on board from an accidental poisoning.
Oh, tea.
Yeah, and he's seen in the promenade deck. And there's a cook that died at sea on the Queen Mary's final voyage, and he haunts the kitchen.
Oh,
so there's
like a ghost in every room.
No, seriously, like I'm gonna go through some other rooms too. I know. So those are like, yeah, some pretty significant ones, and then there's some in like these specific rooms that I'll go through. So the first one is stateroom B340. So in this room, in 1948, Walter J. Adamson. He was a British third-class passenger. Which, like,
is that bad or good? First class is good, the best?
Yeah. So, do they still do classes like that? Like,
yeah, they do, but they don't call it that. I don't think.
Because I know, obviously, like, there's first class, like, on a plane.
Yeah.
But, like, do they still do that on cruise ships?
No, I think they just... I guess I really don't know, but I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's the same. But...
Could be. You tell us. You guys tell us.
Yeah. So he was a third class passenger. and he died in this room
Oh.
in 1948. And in 1966, a woman was staying in the room, and she reported that she was woken up when the bed covers were pulled off of her.
Mm-mm.
And then she
Oh,
saw,
no.
this is even creepier, she saw a man standing at the foot of her bed.
Mm-mm.
So she obviously screamed and ran for the steward, and the man, he vanished into thin air.
Oh, absolutely not. That would really scare me.
I know.
Was she by herself in there?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely not. See, if somebody else was there, I would feel better. But by myself, no. Now I'm
Yeah.
going to be scared to
Yeah.
sleep. What if
And,
some
like,
man rips my sheets off tonight
I mean, I
and
don't know.
then he vanishes?
I mean, also the fact that, like, if you're there by yourself, who else is going to believe you?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Savannah,
Right.
if I tell you something like that happens, you have to believe me. Promise.
I'll believe you.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I'll believe you.
Okay.
So, guests have also reported hearing someone knocking on the door in the middle of the night in this room. And they also see the bathroom lights will turn on, and hotel maids have actually reported that the bathroom water will be running while there's
Ew.
nobody
Mm-mm.
had stayed there in like days, right?
Wow.
But then the maids will come by and the water's running.
That's really crazy.
Yeah.
I actually remember watching a YouTube video from some of my favorite YouTubers. I've talked about them before, Sam and Colby,
Yeah.
and they catch that happening on video. Not like it turning on,
Yeah.
but they were standing in like the hotel room, and then the water turns on, and they're like, "Was that the water?" And they go in there, and it's running.
Oh my god.
So like kind of on camera.
Yikes.
So I guess that does happen.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
Ooh.
ooh,
I don't
that
like
just
it.
sent chills down my
Because
spine.
like, I don't know. I don't
Like
know.
unless it's a really big prank, but that
Like
seems
I get
elaborate.
like I almost get like if it's a sensor, like maybe it would go off.
Yeah, but if
But
it's like the
if
hand
it's
one,
if it's a handle that you're
yeah,
putting, yeah.
hard to explain away. I'll give it that.
Yeah. So one more thing about this room, there was one occasion where the maid had just, went and made the bed, and the covers were pulled right off of the bed.
Yo, this man loves to pull the covers off.
Yeah, like what is his issue?
Like, sir, leave them on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he's like they're ugly.
maybe he's like they're ugly, or he's like I just like it messy in here. Like what are
Yeah.
you doing?
He's like, actually, I don't like the top sheet.
Yeah.
Get it off.
Yeah. So moving on to the next room, this one has an interesting room, like name to it. The Mauritania room. I think I'm saying that
Wait.
correctly.
Say it again.
Mauritania.
Mauritania. Very interesting.
Yeah, that's what we're going with anyway. Mauritania. So in this room in 1989, there were 2 women who were sent to clean this room for a VIP reception. So I'm
Bougie.
guessing it's kind of like an open room, like for a party. Like
I see.
Yeah.
Like an event space.
Yes, an event space. So they entered the room and they found a guest in there already sitting silently on a chair in the middle of the dance floor.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, okay. So they kind of just like left him. So they just like left him to sit there because they're like, whatever. And then there was another woman like who came in to like help them, right?
Yeah.
And she was cleaning and she said that the guest was staring at her and she's like, okay, like, can you please get out of here? Like, you're creeping me out. Like, maybe she didn't say it like that, but she just asked him to move, like,
Yeah.
And he wouldn't move. He was just sitting there staring.
Oh, I would run away immediately. Because I would be like, this man's about to kill me.
Right, like it seems, yeah, it's really creepy. So they went to call security because all 3 of them were like, what are you doing? Like, can you please get out of here? But the guest faded into thin air right in front of them.
See, I want that to happen to me so I can actually see that and like know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he didn't hurt him. Even though
Yeah,
I
he was
would
being really
be
creepy.
I would be afraid, but like that would be insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Ooh, that's so wild.
I know. So the next room we have here is the Mayfair room. And this was once the beauty salon of the ship, and it is now used as an office space for hotel employees. So, so yeah, it's like no guests really come back here. It's just, people who work here. So in 2001, an employee came in early at like 5:30 a.m. When she usually would just come in, normal time, probably like 8 a.m. But she's like, I'm gonna get here early, 5:30.
Could never be me.
No, me either. I don't know why she did it, but she got there and immediately felt like something was off. She said she went to start her tasks for the day and felt unusually cold. And then she felt somebody brush up against the back of her chair. And nobody was there with her. Like, she was just there by herself. So she's like, that's really weird. And the minutes after that, she saw a transparent figure in white walk across the room and pass through the door.
Wow. I would have... See, she made the wrong decision going into work early.
Yeah.
She should have just stayed sleeping.
Honestly, true. Like, I don't know why did she do that?
Maybe she needed, like, the extra money,
Yeah, true.
But, I would have been out of there after that.
Well, that's exactly what she did. She grabbed her keys and fled, and then she just, like, waited outside, I guess, maybe in the parking lot or something, until her coworkers got there. She's like, guys, I can't do this.
Do you think they believed her?
I don't know. I mean, I guess, like, possibly. But I don't know. She said she felt something was off, so maybe, like, it doesn't usually give that vibe. Yeah. And, like, their ghosts aren't usually there during the day, and it's, like, just because she was there so early and it's probably dark out still. So, I don't know. Like, would you believe her? Like, if you were her coworker?
I mean, yeah, honestly, if she had been sitting in the parking lot for that long.
True. I mean, if you're that freaked out to, like, go and sit outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would believe really anybody, though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that. If you're convincing enough, it's like, okay, I maybe believe you. So the next room we have is the first class swimming pool.
Oh, that's a room? Or it's a pool?
Yes, because it was a pool, but now it's, like, kind of abandoned. They don't use it as a pool anymore.
Okay.
But it, like, was once a pool.
I see. So it looks like a regular bedroom, though.
It's not a bedroom.
Oh, okay. Got it.
It's a pool room.
I got you.
But, like, I think I wrote here what they use it for.
That's creepy, though. Like, just an empty pool room? That's scary. Immediately.
Or maybe, I'm not sure what they use it for now. Like, maybe it's just, like, storage or something. Like, I don't know.
Spooks.
But anyway, the pool, it was once, like, the epitome of luxury. Like, it was so fancy. They had illuminated fountain, a mother of pearl ceiling.
Why did they stop?
Elaborate mosaic tiles. And the reason it's not there anymore is because the California code, like, they had issues with the code. Just because probably that's safety stupid. And stuff, because it's from so long ago.
You're right.
And, yeah.
That's so sad, though.
Yeah, so it's super fancy, but also, like, not used anymore. So, but it's a hot spot for ghosts, this area. People have seen a bunch of apparitions here. There was a young woman in a tennis skirt walking downstairs, and she disappears behind a pillar. People have seen that. There was a woman in... there's a woman in an old wedding gown next to the pool, sitting with a little boy in a suit. Like, maybe she had her wedding there, and she just, like, that little boy was, like, the ring bearer or something. I don't know.
That's so sad.
Yeah. But it's also kind of cute, but also, like, wait, why is her little boy a ghost?
Right.
Like,
My mind automatically thinks, like, any child ghost is a demon, so.
Oh my gosh, okay. And also a cloud of steam appears out of nowhere in this room. And I'm guessing it has to do with the pool. I don't know, like
okay,
ghost
yeah.
pool?
Ghost pool.
Ghost hot tub? Is that what it is? I don't
Ghost
know.
hot
I don't know
tub
if there's a
sounds
hot
so
tub
fun.
in there, but there's also a little girl in a blue and white dress that appears and disappears in an instant.
Well, that's giving The Shining the show.
Yeah, yeah. So I have two more main areas of this boat hotel.
It sounds like the whole freaking boat.
No, literally, it's like the whole ship is haunted. I told you, there's like, how many did I say? Like 49
Yeah.
freaking deaths here.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
yeah,
This place seems very active.
yeah. So there is in the boiler room number 4.
Let me tell you
I
what.
guess there's multiple boiler rooms.
Boiler rooms, never. That's always the ghost place. You are never gonna catch me in a boiler room. Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh. So in the boiler room, people have reported seeing a little girl in this area, and some say that she's sitting there sucking her thumb,
Ew.
and some say she has a doll in her hand.
Mm-mm. This is why I don't go in the boiler room.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
So
why
that's
is she
pretty
down
much-
there? She like,
I don't know.
oh God, I hope she didn't like make her way down to the boiler room and then like
Right.
have a really traumatic death down there. Oh, that's.
I know. And it seems like, if she's in the boiler room, like you're probably more likely to be in like 3rd class, like the lower.
That's true. That's even worse.
Yeah. Sad. So the last one I'll go through is the hatch door number 13. And this is kind of bad.
What does that even mean?
This
Hatch
is
door 13.
Okay, so this has to do with another boiler room.
Oh, good.
So it's like I'm pretty sure it's the door to the
Okay.
boiler room, but
Got
it's like an alley. I think it says the shaft alley. So there's no easy way to say this.
Okay.
There was unfortunately, a crewman was crushed to death here.
How?
So one night in 1966, the doors to the engine and boiler rooms were ordered to be closed.
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes later, an 18-year-old crew member from Yorkshire, he was found crushed in the door of hatch 13.
Oh my God. That is tough.
I know, it's really bad. He was trapped inside with his arms pinned to the side.
Oh my God. How did that even happen?
I don't know. Like, yeah, how does that happen?
I don't know.
Like, was it on purpose? Like,
It seems like it could only really be on purpose.
I feel like it could be an accident. Maybe it's loud down there.
It could be a very heavy door.
It definitely is a really heavy door.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, is it because it was too loud down there? People didn't hear him screaming like, no, I'm right here, I'm right here.
Oh God, that's
And he
horrible.
got stuck in the door. So he was freed, and he was still alive at this point. He was brought to the hospital
He
ward.
was still alive.
But it was too late. So he, like, I'm pretty sure, like, because they came back 5 minutes later, and he was, like, still, he got crushed from it, but he didn't, they brought him to the hospital ward, but couldn't save him.
Oh my God, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
I know, like, if it was probably longer, that wouldn't have been the case, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, that's so sad.
So his ghost is seen regularly around this area.
Yeah.
People report the sound of somebody running behind them and whistling.
Sir. Listen, sir, I'm sorry you got crushed to death, but don't do that to me.
Yeah,
I
just,
didn't
like,
crush
running
you.
up behind him.
That gave me chills.
Others have found spots of grease on their face. So it just looks like fingerprints on your face with grease.
Ew.
So it's like he's touching your face.
Ew, get off my face. He's going to make me break out. Putting grease on my face.
And people see the figure of a bearded man in blue coveralls that looks just like the man who died here. They see him out of the corner of their eye.
Mm-mm. Absolutely not.
Yeah. And people have seen an engineer wandering the halls asking guests if they have seen his wrench. But then when they go back to find him, he's gone.
Do they come back with a wrench?
See, I don't know. I'm like, why would they go back to find him? Like, did
Right.
they
Maybe
find
they
his
had the
wrench?
wrench. Or maybe they just
Maybe.
went to get a wrench and they're like, here's your wrench.
Yeah.
And then he's just gone.
Yeah.
He's like, y'all took too long. Have to go back to the afterlife.
Yeah. So anyway, that is the Queen Mary.
Listen, that is
And
absolutely insane.
It's a very, very haunted place. Like, there's so much.
Listen,
so many.
Savannah, I feel like
ghosts
this
here.
might be like the first place that I genuinely think we would definitely find something.
We could, yeah.
I think that we should go.
Yeah.
Cali.
Go all the way to California.
Cali. Listen, I'm down. I want to go to California anyway. So.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. My story's taking a really crazy turn.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
That was absolutely insane. I can't even lie. Oh, wow. Okay. All I can think about is the Queen Mary now. Okay. Well, moving along. I have for you, I can't even say it without laughing, The Legend of Knobby.
Knobby, okay.
Knobby, Knobby. When I was telling my mom, she was like, what are you doing this week? And I was like, Knobby. And she was like, oh, you mean Dobby?
No.
And I was
Knobby.
like, no. Dobby is a free elf, but no.
Yeah.
So Knobby.
I love that.
Yeah, what a cute name.
I don't know anything about
I know.
Knobby
It's
yet,
such a cute name, though. Knobby. So, my story takes place this week at a place called Carpenter's Knob, North Carolina.
Okay.
And it's actually in between Winston-Salem and Nashville. So, it's like very close. I've never even heard of Carpenter's Knob.
I've never heard of that either.
No. But it's very close to us, like 45 minutes away.
What?
Yep.
Okay.
And I have literally grown up here, and I've never heard of it.
I was just in Asheville, and we probably drove right by it.
You probably drove definitely right by it.
I didn't see any sign that said that.
Well, were
Maybe
you looking?
I wasn't paying attention.
No, you definitely weren't looking. But, so I actually found this article talking about different states and their cryptids, and Knobby was on there for North Carolina, and I had never heard of that. So I was like, I'm covering it. So you've never heard of Knobby, I'm assuming?
No.
Well, me neither.
Okay. Yeah, I need to know more.
Yeah,
like,
you need to know. So there's just no way really to transition into what Knobby is, because I wasn't expecting. So I didn't see a picture of Knobby. I just saw Knobby was on the list of cryptids for this North Carolina, right?
I'm trying to think about what Knobby could be.
What do you think he could be?
Well,
he is a cryptid. I'll say that.
See, the name does not give it away at all, because that just has to do with where he lives.
From Carpenter's Knob. So he's
I
Knobby.
honestly have no idea. Like, is it a terrestrial cryptid or like a lake cryptid? Is it a...
No. Knobby is, in fact, a Bigfoot.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, in the mountains up there, he's Bigfoot. When I went back to our list of episodes, I was like going to mention, hey, go listen to the episode that we covered Bigfoot. Yeah. And then I realized and determined that for almost 4 years, we've had this podcast where we specifically talk about cryptids so much, and we've never covered Bigfoot.
See, I think I have thought about doing it before, but there's just so much to cover when it comes to Bigfoot.
It's actually endless information. And we have covered other Bigfoots, like the Yowie is the Australian Bigfoot, which we covered. But we've never covered just regular schmegular Bigfoot. And today I'm also not covering Bigfoot. But well, I'm going to do it. I will do it. I promise. But we are going to cover, I'll give you a little bit, of Bigfoot lore, obviously. But this is like North Carolina's specific Bigfoot. Okay. So yeah. If you don't know somehow, I honestly don't know how you couldn't know who Bigfoot is, you really might be Patrick Starr, but oftentimes this cryptid is known by many different names. Not only could it be Bigfoot, it could also be Sasquatch, the Yeti, etc. Also Knobby. So all of them are like described like in the same way. A very large, a very hairy, human-like creature who always lives in the woods, normally in North America and Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And I, just like Savannah said, Bigfoot is a huge topic. I don't have the time to cover all of Bigfoot today and Knobby.
Right, especially since there's so many different versions.
Exactly. Like, I feel like it's almost easier to just cover the different versions of him because they are generally all the same in just variations of them. But I would say, like, Bigfoot is, like, the original, and then all the other ones, like, came from him and adapted to wherever they are and, like, that region and stuff.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Yeah. So, yeah. And so that's why I, like, when I refer to Bigfoot, I'm going to call Bigfoot he just because that's what I feel.
Yeah.
But when I say Bigfoot, I really am referring to, like, a species of Bigfoots.
Yeah.
Big feet, plural, you know.
Big feet. Oh my gosh. Is that what they're called?
I don't know what a group of Bigfoot would be called, but personally, I would call them a big feet.
Yeah, I mean.
So, yeah, there are multiple big feet, if you will. But it's funny that we've never covered Bigfoot because that was actually the first legend I ever knew about and was very obsessed with. When I was a kid.
Were you? Oh my gosh.
Yes. Me and my brother were so addicted to, like, just, I don't know where we found out about Bigfoot, like where the original source was, but like immediately when we did, we were hooked. We were obsessed. And then we found the show called Finding Bigfoot.
I was going to say, I was like, did you watch the show?
Have I watched? The question is, how many times have I watched the show?
Yeah.
Countless. It's also still on today, if you're curious.
Really?
It is.
They still haven't found him.
They have found evidence.
Well,
but they ain't found him. Mm-hmm. Maybe next season. Maybe on the season finale.
What if plot twist, they have found him, but they just are hiding
keep the show going.
Yeah, so they keep the show going.
Honestly, smart for them. I mean, it's been on for a long time.
They're like actually best friends with him. They're like, hey, can you give us more evidence?
Yo, Bigfoot's my dude, you know? Like, can you just give us a footprint in the sand right here and we'll be good?
Exactly.
No, but so me and my brother would actually study, like, the show because they would have these methods of how they were going to catch them when they would go out in the middle of the woods. So growing up, me and my brother have a family in West Virginia and they live on these big farms with tons of acres of land, and most of the land is in fact forest land. Mm-hmm. So we would oftentimes go out in the daytime and try to look for him in the woods. But I remember one specific time, and also, if you've never watched Finding Bigfoot, there's a quote-unquote Bigfoot call that they do. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to deafen you guys on this audio medium that you're listening to, probably in your ears. But there's a specific call that they say that's what the Bigfoots make.
Okay.
And so me and my brother obviously practiced it.
Oh, my God.
And every time we would go out in the woods, we would call out to Bigfoot.
You can do it still?
I can do it. I can do it.
Oh, my God.
I'm not going to do it. It's really loud. It's really loud. And it's also very embarrassing.
You're going to need to show me later.
I might show you a video.
Okay.
I have to save my voice for 21 Pilots, Savannah.
You're right. Yeah.
Because it does hurt the voice.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I'll show you a video of them doing it. You can also Google it if you want to hear it.
Okay.
But we would go out in the woods and do it, and we would never hear anything ever because in my heart and soul I always thought it's because we're doing this in the daytime and the people in the show always do it at night. And they do it at night in the show for the scare factor, but also because there's less likely to be people in the woods in the nighttime, in the dark, because that's scary. So one time me and my brother did not sneak out, but we did low-key. We were not supposed to be in the woods in the dark, okay?
No. What?
No.
That's dangerous.
Honestly, I was like 12 or 13, and he was like 9 or 10.
Oh my God.
Listen, and if you're listening, family, I'm sorry, but we did do this. We went out.
They're like, you and your brother are like, we're going to go to bed, and then you go out to call for Bigfoot. Like, what?
We were like, we're going to catch him.
Oh
we just knew we were going to catch him one day.
Yeah.
And now look at me. Still looking for him, but I believe. So we went out there. And like I said, we had done this so many times and never heard anything back. I just need you to know that. And we went out there in the night. We did the Bigfoot scream. We waited. And I'm going to say like 10 seconds later, we heard this really loud, really deep scream that sounded exactly like how we just did it, but deeper. And it did not sound very far away. And honey, when I tell you, we absolutely booked it back to the house.
Well, what were you gonna do? What was your plan?
We had no plan. We were like 12 and 9.
You're like, we're just gonna scream out there and hear, see if anything.
Where then I guess we're like, we're gonna get him. And then I think we realized, oh, this is Bigfoot. And like Bigfoot is known to be this like 10-foot tall, hairy beast.
Yeah.
And we're little. So we heard him. Mm-hmm. For what I'm going to say, I believe that we heard him. Could it have been a person? I mean, obviously.
Okay.
Obviously, it could have been.
I'm going to throw a theory in there. What if it was...
My family?
What if it was your dad in the woods with like a speaker?
I don't think he would have thought it was before speaker times.
Okay. He's just screaming back at you.
It's possible. No, I'm totally saying it's totally possible.
I know they're gonna sneak out and go and try to find Bigfoot, so I'm gonna pretend to be Bigfoot.
Like, listen, I know
he's gonna listen to this and
he's not gonna listen to this.
Oh well, I mean,
he's not.
Somebody.
Anybody listening, if you want to ask my dad, ask him. But the reason why I don't think it was him is because when we went inside, we told on ourselves.
Oh.
And we were like...
Immediately.
Because we were like, we found Bigfoot.
Okay, yeah.
And we were like, they were like, what are you talking about? Like, my aunt and uncle, my mom and dad, and they were like, what? Like at my aunt's house that you've been to.
Yes.
We were like, no, you don't understand. Like, we went out into the woods and we called for Bigfoot like they do on the show. And they were like, you did what? And then they were like, but we were like, he screamed back at us.
Yeah.
And so they did not believe us. So that's why I'm like, if they did it, I feel like they'd be like, oh my gosh, you really caught Bigfoot out there. You know, they would play it into it. And they were like, you did not catch Bigfoot. You probably heard like a bobcat.
Right.
So, you know, who's to say we didn't talk to Bigfoot that day, me and Josh?
Did.
Who knows? But anyway, moving along from my own personal Bigfoot story, which is which is 100% real.
Oh, I know it is. It is.
Thank you. But at the time of my life, like when that was happening, we would only ever do it, like go Bigfoot hunting in West Virginia, because that's where we assumed the Bigfoot were.
Right.
Little did I know, there were Bigfoot here in North Carolina, and we could have been searching at our own house. I mean,
yeah.
So back to Knobby.
But I feel like it definitely is more
likely
for you to find.
Definitely. It's definitely
Bigfoot
more
where just because you're
far
out
away,
in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, with nobody around.
Yes, like around here where we live in North Carolina, it's like there's not populated. As much woodland. Yeah, it's more populated. Like he's not going to be hanging out around here.
Yeah. Yeah, we had it right. Listen, we had all of our theories were there, and we talked to him, so we knew what we were doing. But he was also close to us here in North Carolina. Yeah. So when regular Bigfoot sightings were like first beginning around, I mean, who's really to say when, but like when it really started getting popular around the 1960s, people
so the 60s.
That's when it was people started really knowing who it's been around way before that, but
yes.
Kind of like how everybody today still knows who Bigfoot is. Like everybody has heard of him.
Yeah.
At least. But people did assume that it was only like in California and Washington State, because that's where most of the sightings were coming from.
Okay.
Originally. But
that surprises me, because I thought
really
people, I mean, I guess so.
Clearly you've never watched the show.
The Appalachians, people, so...
They do.
Okay, well...
Well, that's what I'm about to get into.
Exactly,
So you knew that, and I didn't know that, but I live here?
I only knew it because, when I go to... when you go to, random little shops around here in North Carolina, they'll have Bigfoot stickers. And I'm like, I assume that means that they think Bigfoot's here.
Honestly, I have just always assumed that those Bigfoot stickers are everywhere. Are they not? I feel like they are everywhere I ever go.
But maybe they're not. I don't think it's everywhere. It's just because
somebody
they
let me
think
know if you're
sightings.
In the Midwest, Do you guys have Bigfoot stickers everywhere? Because we do have Bigfoot stickers. I actually got a Bigfoot shirt today.
See, I'm saying, like, I noticed, actually, now that I think about it, like, yeah, like,
In Philly, were there Bigfoot stickers?
I don't know if I noticed them as much, but I noticed some when we were in Asheville, like, a few weeks ago, and when I was in South Carolina, by the beach.
I was going to say,
like,
South Carolina
really
has
make
them
any
too.
sense,
Charleston is where I saw Bigfoot stickers.
Yeah, it's like...
And Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
So I don't know. See, that's something I don't know.
I didn't think that... See, they seemed out of place there, because I'm like, I don't know if Bigfoot is like an ocean guy.
He's not out there surfing. You know, he's like a woodland creature.
Right. But anyway. I guess, okay. Yeah. Good to know that he started off on the West Coast.
Yeah, that's where he started.
Out there. Okay.
In like upper California and Washington area. Like up. Okay. Not like Southern California.
Yeah.
And then also like a little bit of Canada too, like up there.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, but quickly, like, once the phenomenon grew and people were talking about the California and the Washington ones, that's when more and more sightings became popular in the mountain chains like the Appalachian. So it, like, quickly followed to the Appalachians. And the sightings became so very common in western North Carolina that in 1995... some members of the community created the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization. And it was a group of believers in Bigfoot, and they all wanted to document and try to verify sightings and possibly even find Bigfoot in the region. And their organization, it covers 5 counties in western North Carolina. Oh, so wow. It's a big chapter of some Bigfoot hunters around here. Shout out if you're listening. I feel like there could very possibly be some people in that organization listening. So, but there's also another group of Bigfoot believers in the area called Bigfoot 911.
Oh my god.
Which I'm obsessed with the name.
I actually love that.
Same.
What is that?
I mean, it's Bigfoot 911. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
And they are in Marion, North Carolina, which is like kind of close to Charlotte. And they study Bigfoot as well as other cryptids, and one of its original members actually had a sighting himself, and that's kind of what caused him to create Bigfoot 911. You know, so his sighting happened around Lake James back in 2017, and he unfortunately did not get any physical evidence of his sighting, but he said it changed his life forever. He became very passionate, like more passionate than ever to try to find him. And basically he was just at the lake and he saw like Bigfoot. He claims to have seen Bigfoot in the woods. Yeah. But since he like was in the lake, he didn't have his phone.
Right.
Because it was 2017, so he did have a phone, but he was in the lake. So unfortunately no picture. But yeah, so he was very passionate, and he was like, well, I've seen the proof for myself that he's in North Carolina, so we have to find him. So the two groups together, the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization and Bigfoot 911, they actually started the Blue Ridge Bigfoot Conference.
Oh my god. Can we go?
So the first one was held at McDowell Technical Community College, February 2020. So that was the first, and it has not came back since. Oh, because of COVID.
God. Dang.
So we'll have to look out for 2025 though. Honestly, it happened in February of 2020, so maybe we should look it up.
I want to go.
Yeah, and so they invited anyone to come who had sightings of Bigfoot to come and share their stories.
Okay, so, well, what if we don't have stories? Can we just go and listen?
Of course you could. Okay. Probably. Or you could just be like, yeah, I have a story. And not say your story, you know.
It's personal.
Or I have a story, so we can go. I found Bigfoot, but just not here in North Carolina. Sorry. So out of this conference is where Knobby was truly, truly discovered. Circling back to Knobby. So
that's so recent.
It is. So of course people knew of Knobby far before 2020. But up until this big conference, it was mostly only the small town around Carpenter's Knob who knew the
I
legend.
see. Yeah.
But the conference, that's where people share their sightings, and then it became way more of a known thing. So it is a more recent popular legend, but it has happened for a long time there.
I see. Yeah.
So, but that was like, that's really cool because I did not think it was that recent. But now I'm like, that's why I haven't heard of it my whole life. It's just now becoming popular, and I didn't live here in 2020. So, yeah. So now let's get into Knobby. Who is Knobby? What does he look like? Very normal, quote unquote, Bigfoot.
Okay.
You know, they're very typically tall and very hairy with really dark hair, right?
Yeah.
Knobby's a little different. Can't lie. He is still very tall. He's said to be around 8 to 10 feet tall.
Oh, wow. Okay.
However, and he has a lot of hair. But his hair is not dark. He has yellowish gray fur. We have a blonde Bigfoot, guys.
Blonde Bigfoot. How does he blend into the trees?
Well, honestly, the trees are very like light. I feel like there aren't very dark leaves.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I get that.
And I'm just like, maybe this is another way that like Bigfoot adapted around to his surroundings. Like wherever he is, like maybe it's light colored leaves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like highlighter blonde. It's still like grayish blonde, so he still is camouflaged. But
yeah.
He's just, I like to call him the blonde Bigfoot because he kind of is.
Wow.
I know. And all of the sightings, you know, are all the same. Like, they don't have their phone, blah, blah, blah. They see him in the woods, whatever.
Yeah.
But
typical.
So typical. But all of the stories describe Knobby as a very gentle creature, which hurts me. Like, oh, I love Knobby. Knobby. One story even claims that this guy actually found Knobby.
Okay.
Found him. I guess he didn't have a phone or whatever, but or maybe he didn't know what it was. Thought it was maybe a bear or something. So he decides, typical man fashion, to poke it with a stick.
Oh my god. Okay.
And so he poked it. He poked Knobby. He didn't know it was Knobby, but he poked Knobby, and Knobby didn't attack. He just literally ran away, like he was scared.
Yeah.
Like,
poor Knobby.
Like Knobby could have really got him. He could have really got him good, but he didn't. He just ran away. Poor Knobby. He got poked. So rude. So yeah. So even though I did say Knobby's story got popular in 2020, there have been reported sightings of a creature, of him or a creature very similar to him, possibly Knobby's parents or whatever, since the very early 1900s. So like a whole century plus.
Oh, wow.
So long time, long lineage of Knobbies.
See,
the Knobby bloodline.
What always gets me is like these stories are so old and they get passed down through generations. Like everyone knows about this creature. How do you not get proof?
Okay, well, I do have a theory about that, and I didn't even write it down, so I guess we can just get into it now.
Okay.
There are like mine shafts, allegedly, under the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what if they're hiding in there? I think they're abandoned, the shafts.
Yeah.
Or like, because, and then like, obviously they have to go out and eat or whatever, go shopping, do their business, do whatever Bigfoots do. But then they like go hide. I mean, honestly, look at how much crazy stuff happens in the national forest. We don't even know what's all out there. So Bigfoot could definitely be out there. I'm not going to look. I mean, even though Knobby's nice.
Yeah.
Still, I'm scared. Because also, I don't want to see other animals, too. Like, dangerous ones. But, anyway, as much as Bigfoot and other similar, creatures like Knobby are probably the most, I would argue, legends of all time. Like, everybody knows Bigfoot, like I've said.
Yeah, he's definitely, like, one of the biggest cryptids.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, even I think my grandparents know who Bigfoot is. And that's saying a lot. Because they wouldn't know anything else that we talk about on this podcast. But they definitely know Bigfoot. Yeah. So, not only is he, like, the most known, or, like, at least a species, but I would argue also the most, like, questioned, like, and most not believed, even though known about. Because the argument, obviously, is that none has ever been caught, killed, no bodies have been found.
Yeah.
And, like, that's crazy because how? How are no bodies found? So people are like, that's suspicious. And obviously, also, pictures and videos have been captured, but we never know if they've been photoshopped. And especially with AI today, I mean, now we're never gonna, like, I will never trust a Bigfoot video because AI probably just made it,
Right.
I'm gonna have to honestly see Bigfoot's body.
See it yourself.
I'm gonna have to, hopefully alive. Like, I hope they don't catch him, honestly, if he is out there. But there is one argument, though, that some locals have about why Knobby is not real.
Okay.
So I found this very interesting. So specifically one local resident claims, you're not ready for this, I promise you that. He claims that Knobby is actually just his cousin, Clarence.
Oh my god.
Okay, so Clarence. It's Clarence. Clarence is 6'9".
Oh wow. Okay. I mean, it could be him, honestly.
And he has long, scraggly hair, what his cousin quotes as a ZZ Top beard, which is like a really, really, really long beard, and an extra finger on one of his hands. Now, listen, I do have to say, there are no claims that Knobby has more than 5 fingers.
Yeah.
There's no claims that how many fingers he has at all.
Yeah.
But Clarence has an extra finger.
Yeah.
So just to put that out there.
He seems like a cryptid himself.
Yeah. If he's not Knobby, he's definitely Clarence, the cryptid,
Oh my god.
So, yeah. Personally, I don't know if Knobby exists, but what I do definitely believe is that Clarence is not Knobby.
You don't think so?
No. No. Do you think so?
No.
Okay.
But that is funny.
I just feel like I need to clear Clarence's name. But Clarence, if you are Knobby, can you tell me? Because I would just love to personally know.
Yeah.
Because that would also be hilarious if he really was out there clowning the people of the city. But he couldn't be at the same time, because what disproves that is the fact that there has been sightings since the early 1900s. And Clarence is not a vampire, unless he is, and that just adds even more to the Clarence lore.
Yeah.
So, if that's the case, Clarence, I need you on the podcast. So, please come on.
Yeah, get him on.
Get him on. So, I'll end with a personal encounter story.
Oh, another one? Wait, from you?
Or no,
okay,
not from me.
Okay.
You see, you didn't let me finish. From this guy.
Oh, okay.
I read online. I read this story. He was publishing like a blog, basically, about his story of one time that he was solo camping. Bad idea. Immediate, horrible idea. I'm sorry. If you are a solo camper, I am sorry. But that is so dangerous. And that would so not be
Don't
me.
Do it.
Ever. Never in my life. But this guy was. So he was solo camping out in western North Carolina in Pisgah National Forest. I have been in that forest countless times in my life. And I will tell you, it's super creepy. And it's super big. Yikes. And it's super, like, has not all been hiked, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, like, I know there's just tons of weird stuff going on there. The last time I went, I said I would never go back because we went to this place called Paradise Falls, and it was beautiful. It was paradise until a monsoon started.
Oh, no.
And we couldn't climb. We had to physically climb up the mountain, like sticking our hand in the mud to, like, basically build stairs to get out. Because it was, like, in a little divot.
Oh, my God.
So it's very dangerous.
The people who solo camp,
that's what I'm saying.
Why are you solo camping there?
It's very dangerous.
Go to a campground.
Go to
other people around.
Literally. Go to a campground. Because it can get really dangerous out there. Genuinely. Just overall. And that's just my experience. So, but anyway, this guy, not only was he solo camping, Savannah, he had to hike 10 miles to get to where he was planning on solo camping.
No.
10 miles there, and then also camp, and then 10 miles back.
Why would anybody ever do that?
I don't know. A lot of people do. I feel like we're going to get flamed for saying that, but I agree.
I don't get it.
I agree. I think it's so unsafe. And, like, maybe I'm just a chicken and I'm scared, but, like, that's so scary to me. Mm-hmm. Because also I'm going to get lost. And maybe these people have good direction, but I'm lost out there if that was me.
Yeah.
But anyway, this guy, he claims the hike was very normal and, whatever, usual, fun, whatever. But he did say that he felt like he was being watched the entire time. But he just assumed that it was probably because there were definitely animals watching him, like in the woods. You know, he's hiking in the woods. Obviously, creatures are
Right.
watching him.
Okay.
But he was like, it was a weird vibe, but whatever. So it did make him a little paranoid, but not for any weird reason. He was a little bit paranoid that maybe a bear was watching him because his brother had told him that he had done this solo hike before and well, multiple times. And one of the times he did it, a bear was following him on the same hike.
Oh my God.
So I'm like,
that's
sir,
scary.
why would you do this if your brother was chased by a bear on the same hike? So that made him scared and paranoid because he was like, okay, so maybe the bear is also following me. So, you know, he did all the precaution. He made it safely to his campsite, did all the precautions. He hung his food up far enough away from the campsite, you know, so that it wouldn't like get him. He set up his tent, set up the camp, made his food, ate it, and then got into his tent to call it a night.
Right.
Typical. He said he fell asleep relatively easily and was asleep for a couple hours until he was very suddenly woken up in the middle of the night to what he describes as one of the weirdest sounds that he's ever heard.
Oh no.
And this man is an avid hiker, like I said, and he claims that he's heard the sounds of all animals that you would assume it could be on this hike, like bobcats, foxes, coyotes, bears even. And he said it sounded nothing like any of those. He describes it as a super deep, almost human sounding scream, which I don't like.
Wait, the
because
same scream that you heard?
Yeah, like the Bigfoot scream. I'm telling you, I heard the Bigfoot scream, and whether or not it was a person or a Bigfoot, it still was the Bigfoot scream. So this man heard the Bigfoot scream, but he still didn't think it was a Bigfoot scream. He was like, it's a bear.
Right.
Which is still scary. Like, I don't want to see that either. But he was like, the way it sounded, it kind of didn't sound like a bear. So what do you think this man does?
Gets out of the tent.
He gets up, he grabs his headlamp, and goes outside of the tent. Why would he do this? Could never be me. Don't ever do that. Ever in your life. I just cannot believe that he would do that.
Like,
but
I don't know what. I would be so scared, but I could not get out of that tent.
No. And
See,
you know,
this is why I could not do it by myself. You have to bring someone.
You have to. Or if you're not going to bring someone, honestly, you need bear spray. You need like tools that you could hurt things with.
Right.
Because it's dangerous. I can't. Even if it's not Bigfoot, it's still dangerous. Like, it's wild. But he did muster up the courage to go outside the tent and see what it was. And so at first, he didn't see anything when he first stepped outside, right? But then he said the first thing that he noticed was a smell. And it was a very bad smell. He said it was like a wet dog mixed with garbage or a landfill.
Ew.
Disgusting.
I don't like that.
No. So he scans the area with his flashlight and he's not saying anything, but then he hears a rustle coming right behind the tent, like on the opposite side of where he's standing.
Oh no.
And so I don't know what possesses man to do this. He quickly runs around the tent, to where he hears the sound. Could not be me. Okay. And he said that he could see two reflective eyes and that he locked eyes with it. And that the second that they locked eyes, it started screaming the same scream before and then it ran away.
Oh my God. Ugh.
So, yeah. He was like, what was it? A big creature. That's all I have to say. He said, was it Knobby? Was it a bear? I don't know.
Knobby was nice. I mean, he did run away.
He ran away.
He didn't attack.
Yeah, so. He ran away. So I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know. But anyway, I do have a little bit more. So back in 2020, when all of these stories were like very popular, right before COVID hit, TV crews were sent out to the area getting ready to film a brand new TV show about finding Knobby as well as other North Carolina cryptids. Get this, including Normie from Lake Norman, which we just covered. Specifically those two because they're very close in proximity to each other.
Yes.
And then COVID hit and the show I suppose, was canceled.
No.
Which
that
makes
been
me
so good.
so sad.
Oh my God.
It makes me so, so sad. And so if there are anybody out there like listening who was a part of that show, can we please bring it back? Like, we can find the
Like,
funds
please,
to do it.
please.
We'll film it. We'll be a part of it. Like, please, can we bring it? Because you know that's what we would watch.
Yes.
Like,
I would love that. Oh my God.
I literally need it. So, okay, to end, finally, every year, those 2 Bigfoot groups that I talked about in the beginning, as well as many other Bigfoot groups, they travel to Western North Carolina, where they hold the Western North Carolina Bigfoot Festival.
Oh my God.
It did just happen this year.
Oh, dang it.
But they have announced the dates for next year. I think we definitely should attend. It is Saturday, August 23rd, 2025.
Oh, we have to go.
We have to go. And so they claim on their website that if you come to the festival as a skeptic, you will leave as a believer.
Oh, okay.
And I want to hear what that is all about, baby.
Right, because, like,
right.
That's a big claim.
That's a big claim for sure. And it's like the first thing on their website. So I was like, okay, period. And it's held in Marion, North Carolina, which is like close to Charlotte. And it looks really fun. I saw pictures of it online. It's giving Mothman. I know. I know. Actually, I knew about it, but we were busy. We were both busy that weekend. So we couldn't go. So, yeah, how do you feel about Knobby? Your opinion? I'm going to say it's possible, personally.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, if Bigfoot is real, then Knobby is definitely real.
Facts. Big facts. And you know what? I love the theory of Bigfoot being real. And I will stand on that. As I don't even care what the science says. Bigfoot's real in my heart. Yeah. And that's all that matters. If you believe in Bigfoot, he becomes real. So
there we go. I need to hear this scream.
Okay, yeah. I should have looked it up. Unfortunately, I didn't. So I'll show you the scream. Also Google the scream if you want to hear it too. But go check out our Instagram for pictures and more stories this week. They'll be fun. Very fun. And go rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, please. And check out our YouTube and our TikTok, of course. But other than that, that's really all I have for you guys this week. What about you, Savannah?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, well then I guess we will see you guys next week.
All right, cue the music.